A very warm welcome to you all. It is our AFC Champions League encounter, and our focus is on the East section, match day 3, Group J, as Vissel Kobe come up against Chiangrai United. Well, this is the way it stands with a 3-team group, and Vissel Kobe from the J League in Japan lead the way for Chiangrai, trying to get their first points of this competition. Well, the threat of this game being suspended because of lightning, the weather has not been, in terms of the threat to today's game, not what they'd hoped for, but it would appear that everything is okay, and we are going to have the opportunity to have another look at Chiangrai United with home support within this stadium, and up against them Japan's Vissel Kobe, who were less than convincing in their first group match. A victory, but they'll need to be better. Their opponents beaten 1-0 by Kichi, and that is why they prop up the table and need to take something from today's encounter. Chiangrai's coach Emerson, the Brazilian, has been talking in the build-up about the experience that he has had and some of these players have had of facing Japanese teams in previous AFC Champions League contests, played against the likes of Gambara Saka and Jeonbuk Motors. Squad rotation coming into play. Chiangrai in the blue, in the red Vissel Kobe. Shanghai Port's withdrawal from this competition means that we have a 3-team group, and of course the winners of each group are guaranteed a place in the round of 16. Sides will be on their way out very shortly, and then we'll take a detailed look at the starting lineups. Well, those players having to make do with a long-term absentee. The influential Spaniard Sergei Samper is out, and without their team captain, one of the great names from European football, Andres Iniesta, who is out, Iniesta, through injury. So they've had to make do without those key components to their game. Referee Mohammed Abdullah Hassan from the United Arab Emirates. And with this being one of the centralized venues in Thailand's clear home support for Chiangrai United.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Vissel Kobe and Chiangrai United.
So the sides will be on their way out in just a moment. For Japan's Vissel Kobe, a chance to make it back-to-back AFC Champions League victories. Their opponents trying to get off the foot of the table, and first points of 2022 AFC Champions League games. Is today going to be the day for them? Both clubs with Champions League experience down the years. The threat of this match being suspended due to lightning, for the moment at least, has abated, and we have a significant fixture to look forward to in the next few minutes, as this group will begin to take some shape. It will be their second group game for both clubs. And the side for Vissel Kobe, Ryo Hatsuse, Gotoku Sakai, Shinon Inoue and Koya Yuriki, along with Noho Ukuchi, are all in, as the coach Miguel Angel Lotina goes for some squad rotation as anticipated after the winning performance last time out. Not afraid to change things around. We'll see our referee again, Mohammed Abdullah from the United Arab Emirates, and in a moment we'll look at the Chiangrai starting 11. The captain wearing 6, Pidawat, the Thai international, once again leading his club, and there the players in red who compete in Japan's J1 league. Almost all set to go. Home advantage then for the team from Thailand. Emerson in charge of them. And this is the side that the Brazilian goes with. Kohi Kato and Sirok Chitong, along with Sivakon Tiafrakul, all drop out. In come Chotipat, Punkau, Ginato Vazura and Shinavat. 3 changes as that 3-4-3 formation we anticipate Emerson to go with. He substitutes. The eastern section, Group J, is moments away. It will be Chiangrai United to get us off and underway. A signal. The countdown and more AFC Champions League group stage football is coming up. Here we go. All about room for improvements. Garrison retains his place in this Chiangrai side, the Brazilian. Changes from both coaches. There's Miguel Angel Latina lot of experience at club level in football management. Less than a minute's played, our first hold up, and there is the Brazilian trying to mastermind some success for Chiangrai. It was Gerson, who we mentioned a moment ago, involved in that challenge. So Kobe's coach, the Spaniard, has been around at Osasuna, Espanyol, Real Sociedad, Deportivo La Coruña, and Villarreal, among a number of other clubs. He is vastly experienced. He took over earlier this year. So Kobe then in the dark red strip. Touch for Hutaru Yamaguchi, wearing 5, their captain, and square to Nuho Kikuchi. Form in the league, in the J1 league, has been desperately disappointing in 2022. They find themselves bottom of the table, and this competition, not only being Asia's finest and biggest, also gives them a chance to salvage something from their season. A bit of space to try and work an opening. Heavy clearance. Sakai involved, and now the opportunity to get it away. Surya Singmi down the line and rolled into space, but beyond Garrison, and then Vissel Kobe again to work the flanks. Yuya Osako is the player just darting into that penalty area, wearing 10 for the J1 league side. Here's Gotoku Sakai, losing out, collected by Chiangrai's captain Purawat, then dropped off and then fired long and beyond the likes of Purawat. Kikuchi's ball, and they'll bring it forward again with Yamaguchi to sweep it wide to the left. That's a lovely first time ball, weighted perfectly for Yoriki onto that right foot. He's looking for the head of Butokoki, who had a goal against Kichi in their last game. Here they are again, in a way, another of the scorers scoop forward and just too much on it. Parak Wararong, the keeper, started his career with this football club. Just checking. There is Utagoki for goal number 2. In that with the challenge by Surya Singmi. Parek Wararong, distance on that to be helped forward. Chiangrai, as mentioned, with plenty of AFC Champions League experience. In 2018 and 2019 they were involved in the playoff rounds, group stage in 2020 and 2021, 4th last year in the Thai league. Here's Kobe again, more of the ball in the early minutes. My son Homsan, 30 years of age and international defender, who joined last year, but launched that forward, looked for a free kick that doesn't come. Kobe again can build from the back. Gotoku Sakai involved. 7 is Goki. Has gone down. Play will continue for the moment. It's Osako is the player. There he is. Yuya Osako spells in German football with Werder Bremen and 1860 Munich. Now referee Mohammed Abdullah Hassan. Accidental collision there with Talasang Sise, the vice captain. Here's an opening chance, goal! Osako, Yuya Osako from very close in. One of those opportunities he was never going to miss. And in the early minutes, it is Kobe that go in front. No emotion on the face of coach Miguel Angel Lustina. Deflected into the path of Osako, Yuya Osako. The initial effort from Koya Yoruki, and Osako from that sort of range takes the opportunity, finds the back of the net, and Vissel Kobe have the early advantage. They lead Chiangrai United by a goal to nil. 6 minutes to put a marker down. 6 minutes to be in the right place at the right time, and that is what he's about. That's spelling German football, the experience that he's able to bring to this sort of competition. And a routine finish, but his positioning on the follow-up effort after Yuruki's effort had been kept out, guaranteed an early breakthrough. League form desperately disappointing, but this competition in a three-team group and a very good chance of progressing through to the knockout stages. Already the one victory behind them, albeit in an unconvincing start to their group stage campaign. Can they salvage something from a poor year on the front foot again? Here's the goal scorer, the layoff, super shot, comes back out, should have been two. Well, Shion in a way unable to take the opportunity. First effort was fired into the goal, saved by Aparat Warawong, came out to Shion in a way there. Wrong side of the post, could have been, should have been two up. Lovely cushion ball back. Initial effort stays out, and in a way cannot put away the follow-up effort. Great chance gone. Starting very well though. Keeper goes short, and they could try and play that ball out of defence, caught in possession, but it's the first touch letting him down. Beaten by Kishibai, a single goal last time out for Chiangrai United, and a goal behind, and we've only played some 9 minutes. Haven't been able to get any real service into the likes of Garrison, and there is more defending to deal with. It's Gokei's ball towards that back post. First touch is good by Yoriki, and then that final ball again trying to target the head of Yuta Goki. Well, they threatened almost from the off in this one. Been a decent start from Japan's Vissel Kobe, and Yuya Osako with that close range finish. Their chance to break forward. Marcel Homsen. It was meant for Garrison, just never reached him. Kobe can just play that across the back line. Here's the skipper, 5, Hotaru Yamaguchi. Wrong side of 30s, 31. We talked about Yuya Osako and that spell in Germany. Well, Yamaguchi, same period of time when he was plying his trade for the German club, Hannover 96. Here they come again. Long ball, brought down delightfully by the player that's carried the thread in Osako. In control of this Group J fixture. Gotoku Sakai forward again. Goki, as the two can link up, and they are beginning to knock that ball around, and certainly the early passage of play, it's all about Kobe attacking yet again. Goke trying to get some change down this near side, get some joy. Challenge goes against Kobe's number 7, just giving away the free kick. Challenge on Tanasak Sisei, Chiangrai United's vice-captain, the team from Thailand with home support within this stadium, one of the centralised venues, do about this. At the moment, they have no answer. It's only one team that is looking as if they are going to add to that narrow lead. Osako, the goal scorer, drifting away to that far side, and wherever you look, red shirts in support. One more cross is drilled in, and that was an important touch by Brenner, the 34-year-old Brazilian, able to get across there and provide the necessary clearance from the Chiangrai United centre-back. There's the corner count, and at the moment everything is going their way. Takehiro Oigara is the player that takes it, comes back out of Yamaguchi, and then returns it to the corner taker. Yamaguchi, a little look up, and then Gotoku Sakai. Continuing to press, continuing to dominate as that takes the ricochet, takes it behind, a little puff of the cheeks from the defender Wasan Homsan. It may be a long evening at the moment, based on the evidence of the opening 14 minutes. Yet another corner to deal with. Behara is the player, plenty forward, kept in. Brenner, really important on his goal line with a headed clearance from the Brazilian defender Brenner. Otherwise, that'd have been 2 down inside a quarter of an hour. It's damage limitation from Brenner. Reacted really well, Kobe, to that loose ball from the corner. Kept it in, and it needed a player back on the goal line as that, well, steered forward, but nowhere close to the man it was intended for. Yuta Goke cannot really get out of their own half at the moment. That has been the frustration. They can't provide any service for the likes of Gerson. Is this a chance to get something going for Zura? Genata Zura, who was one of the players brought in along with Shinapat and Chodipat Punkao. Emerson, the coach, making changes to try and find some winning formula, yet to threaten, and then scuff that away at the first time of asking. And here come Kobe again with the goal scorer, Osako. Yuruki just looked so confident in possession, looked so confident as they just knocked that ball around and untroubled. And in the final third, a clear and obvious threat, leading by that early goal from Yuya Osoko after Koya's Yuruku's first efforts was blocked. It's another stretching, inviting and teasing ball, and Gokei brings it down and then rolls it into the path of the supporting player, Shion Inoue. Kicked in, but back again with Kobe, and again with Yutokoki. Well, a dominant first 16 minutes, trying to pick open that Chiangrai defence. Another lovely ball down by Hatsuse, back out, but the pressure is almost constant. It's Gedison trying to close that down, cannot get there. It's rather isolated at the moment, hasn't had any decent chances, the Brazilian. And at the other end, Kobe full flow inside the area and takes a deflection up and over and away for a corner. Well, he's had a lot of work to do already, Brunner. There he is. We saw that goal line clearance a few moments ago. There he is, able to step in and make the block. Up and over. Corner Kobe. More of the same. And more for Aparak Warawong and defence to cope with and deal with. According to the first team, Shion Inoue, because of the goal in the opening group game, takes that, and this time it's a comfortable catch for Aparak Warawong. Referee will bring play back, want a word. Brunner's long ball, trying to pick out one of the front players without joy. Pirouette trying to turn it back into the opposition half. Here is the captain, and able to roll it down the line. Back by Goke, and in turn is challenged and fouled. 30 there is Surya Singmi for Chiangrai United, capped by his country. Just cannot stem the flow. This one-sided group encounter. Kikuchi. 25 is Leo Asaki, ex of Yokohama Football Club, into Osoko's feet, and then combining effectively, confronted by Brunner, waiting for players to arrive, floated in, little chest down by Goke, and collected by Aparak. Again, just given away a little too cheaply. Could be again sat inside this Chiangrai half. bit of space. Lovely, well-worked, smooth goal-kick cross. Another defensive header. Again, it drops at a red shirt. And again, away down that left-hand side, they can try and threaten. Eased forward from the boot of Osaki, and this time out of play there is Leo Osaki. Stage of his career, 30 years of age, and so far not too much to do defensively. There is Gerson putting himself about, no joy so far. Opportunity then maybe of finding a way back with Singmi. This is better, and then the final ball just drops at the feet of a Kobe player, and then they in turn can bring it away, and Sako comes deep and he's crowded out, and here is the captain in pirouettes. Shot first time, couldn't hold on to it, just able to get it away for the moment. Taia Mikawa, and that was an opportunity coming from a captain who decided to go for goal with that left foot strike. Maybe a little movement in the air, but keeper got his body behind it. First real chance of the possibility of a route back. Up until then, Taia Mikawa in that Kobe goal with nothing to deal with. Pirouette though getting a shot on target. Trailing by the goal scored by Yuya Osako very early on, 6 minutes on the clock. Here is the goal scorer with a header down and Brunner away, and here's the captain who had that goal-bound strike just a short time ago. Again, one back with ease. The feet of Yamaguchi, the captain, and then can stir in the path of Gotoku Seke. Comfortable would be one way of describing the opening 23 minutes, midway of the first half we are in, and the side who compete in Japan's J1 League have continued to boss this. It's only in the last couple of minutes we've seen a threat at the other end, meant for Gerson and dealt with by Miyakawa. Well, we worried whether this game would get the go-ahead with the threat of lightning. It has, and for 24 minutes, the side on the back of a victory in their first group match have shown what they're about. And for all the Thai supporters inside this footballing venue to support Chiangrai United, precious little to encourage them. Lovely turn away from the defender. Sako could be in. They are in. Possibility, second chance, surely. Unguarded net, had to score and did score. Well, when it came back out, no one across to deal with the threat, and Kobe can double their advantage inside 25 minutes. Koyuruki is the man on hand as it came back off the post. Not to be denied. Osako with the assist, and Koyuruki gives them 2-goal advantage in the comfort zone. Denied first time, but not at the second attempt. The despairing defensive dive was not to be denied. the goal on 25. It's a goal that their first half dominance, they will believe, warrants one they deserve. And Chiangrai are in danger of being swept aside with ease in this one. Outplayed, and 2 goals behind with the best part of 20 minutes of this first half remaining. Pirouette's ball. Toe poke forward by Singmi. Nothing going. Will be through to Aparat Warawong. Again, not a lot he was able to do as he came out and tried to close down the angle on Yuriki. Defence breached for a second time. Edison waits. Count. This is Singmi. And maybe a chance off Goto Kuseke. Well, there's the corner count in favour of Vissel Kobe. Looking for a first half response. Not able to get the header on target. It's the player, one of 3 that's been called up. Chotipat from Cow. Won a Thailand Champions Cup, won a Thai FA Cup recently. Got forward, got a head on it, but the connection not able to trouble Tahir Makawa. And at the other end, it's that familiar story of red shirts pouring forward in numbers. The cross and a header wide. Soko chance to score his second and Kobe's third. Will Angel Lutina will applaud the way that ball was chipped in, got the head, glancing header wide. Creating opportunities on a regular basis. Just a few chances at the other end. Pirouette strike from Cow's header, which was off target. 2 down, and just in terms of the passes and build-up play, approach play, link up, running off the ball, it's all the statistics that favour Kobe, and Chiangrai United cannot afford to concede a third before half-time. Got to stay in this game, remain competitive, and defend as they did then, with a great deal more solidity. Okay, the target, he's been busy, been eventful 30 minutes for Yuta Goke, remember his goal and Shion Inoue's goal in the victory in their last and first, of course, group game. It was the first time that we'd seen them in this AFC Champions League. Less than convincing display, to be honest, but they got the win, and that sets them up nicely. And at the moment, it's difficult to bet against 2 wins out of 2 in this 3-team Group J. Threaded through, lovely ball. Goke could be it. Yes. Keeper may be disappointed, but Yuta Goke at the first time of asking with an angled strike, and well, Afarak Wanarang couldn't cope, couldn't deal with it, and Vissel Kobe with yet more reasons to celebrate. Lovely ball, defence splitting, right foot angle strike between the goalkeeper. Warwick cannot react, he'll be disappointed, and Vissel Kobe continue to dominate and lead by 3-0. Yuta Goke's moments in the spotlight. Keeper beaten, and they strengthen their hold on first half proceedings. Their league form may be something they'd rather forget, propping up that J1 league table, but in the AFC Champions League they are cruising. Needs something to happen for them. Chiangrai, free header, better. And Garrison getting involved to try and generate some power with that header. Mekawa across. Yuya Osoko with the early goal with 6 minutes played. Koyuruki with the second, and then Yuta Goke with the third. Still the best part of 12 minutes till the interval. It is a totally dominant first half showing, and they could be in again. Plenty of forward. Yuruki just looking for a little bit of support and then trying to find maybe the angle to get a effort away on goal. In the end, have to go all the way back to start all over again. Kikuchi. Relatively unchallenged they have been in this first half. In terms of the possession statistic, it is and continues to be overwhelmingly in favour of Kobe. Their coach Miguel Angel Lutina making changes to a winning side. It has not in any way hampered their progress in this one. And this, remember, is a club operating without their hugely influential captain, Andres Iniesta, who is out for injury, the long-term absentee and fellow Spaniard, Sergi Samper, is also out. But they are finding this a relatively easy assignment. 3 up on 35. Here's Yamaguchi, their captain. Forwards to go to Kusakai. This time the flag will bring that ball back and end Yuta Goke's effort of adding his second and Kobe's fourth of the night. Again, one simple target to pick out the run of the Brazilian Getterson, not getting a lot of joy up there, leading the line. Gorakusake, who's there again. Yutakoki has enjoyed his night's work. Confidence levels are very high. Possibilities, roll back, surely. Oh, side netting, it'll go down as another big opportunity. Yutakoki. Well, Osako couldn't get the effort away that he wanted to, but it just landed in the path of that man. Yutakoki side netting what he should have scored. And there have been a number of occasions like that where they have squandered glorious chances to score even more. Okay, the culprit, but it stays at 3. And the chances in and around that goal mouth continue to mount up. A one-sided contest in which the pattern for this tie was set very early on. And any comeback that Chiangrai hoped for has not materialised at the other end. Could be in! It's done it again! Yutakoki already on the score sheet and gets back among the goals, and well, they will celebrate because they have scored a 4th. Once again, Chiangrai's defence is breached. There's absolutely nothing they can do to contain the threat. Flag stays down, and it is an unerring finish. It's emphatic from Koya Yuruki to strengthen their leads. 4 up, and we haven't even reached half-time. His second big contribution. The goal on 38 minutes. 2 for him, 1 for Yuya Osako, 1 for Chiangrai. It's been that sort of game so far. Threatening a 5th this time. The flag will rescue that. Chiangrai defence just cannot cope or contain the threat, quite simply. Seems a long time ago that Yuya Osako set them on their way to what looks as if it's going to be a very comfortable Champions League win. He opened his account and their account, and the goals have kept on coming. Well, they are making this look very easy indeed. Well, the outfield players at the moment sitting inside Chiangrai United's half. Most just a couple back, and they're almost on halfway anyway as they push forward once again. Just been able to find the final ball to find the required finish. certainly boost their claims of automatic qualification. This game number 2 for them in a 3-team group. Think of just a couple of chances for the club from Thailand with home supports, pirouettes, the left foot strike. It was Garrison's header that forced a save. So far relishing their night's work. Goki has been busy and lively down this right flank for Vissel Kobe. The threat has come down the left channel as well. Yamaguchi will go short. Gucci's ball. Back with the captain. Able to knock that ball around, and the chase is on for Osako. Just cannot get going. Well, Garrison has been doing his level best, but chances have been few and far between for the Brazilian frontman, and Emerson, their Brazilian coach, will go in at half-time with a very depressing scoreline. There's the ball, and this time it does. For Garrison, dropped nicely. Vissel brought in Renato Vissel by the coach. Roll harmlessly behind. 30 there is Surya Singmi. Mikawa in the Kobe goal has had very little to trouble him. Miguel Angel Lutina's side are heading in at the break with a very convincing scoreline, the chance to improve their goal difference, an opportunity to make it 2 wins out of 2. Chiangrai just simply cannot live with the quality of this Kobe side. They are being outclassed. That experience, of course, Emerson, their coach, was talking about playing Japanese teams in the past. They have experience of Champions League football down the years, but this is proving to be a step too far. Two minutes is all we have left. What a game Yuta Goki has had. He has been very impressive in Kobe colours. Vissela's ball. To the Pat Punkau, and then support from Vissel. And a little ball dinked into that area and hooked away. When they have had to defend, they've done what is required of them. Tonight's ball. Singmi cannot keep that attack going. Instead, they will have to get back and defend maybe one last time. Yutakoki. Continuing to control this group contest in total control, in truth. They are going to be going in at the interval with an emphatic scoreline, with a clean sheet in the process, and they will believe there is more of the same to come in the second 45. That early goal from Yuya Koki, and then of course other goals, Asako, and 2 for Koya Yuruki. 4 in the first half, an utterly dominant and highly impressive performance. And for Chiangrai United, a difficult second half to follow. They need to respond positively because they are in danger of losing by a very large scoreline. Only one side in this. There are the goal scorers shared around, and Vissel Kobe, after 45 minutes, lead Chiangrai United by 4 goals to 0. Welcome back then, ahead of the start of the second half. And we wondered whether changes would be made. Certainly for a Chiangrai side that have struggled to stay in this contest. And their Brazilian coach, Emerson, decides there is a need to go to the bench, the substitutes bench, and look for second half reinforcement. Is huge challenge to trail by 4. A reminder, these teams will meet again in the coming days in the next group encounter. We are in Group J, and it's 4-0 to Vissel Kobe at the end of the first half. Referee Mohammed Abdullah Hassan from the United Arab Emirates. Vissel Kobe 4, Chiangrai United 0. And in truth, they have made it look very easy indeed. It has been a very impressive performance. It has been a dominant display from the very start. Ginato Mosson of Quito is one of the 2 to come on. Sivakon is also given a run out. You sense something had to change. They were being opened up, so Quito, one of those to come off the bench at the start of the second half. Osako there among the goals. Well, they'll need to tighten up considerably as a defensive unit, and then they'll have to provide a lot better service to the likes of Garrison if they are to get on the score sheets and prevent further damage to their own goal. At the moment, struggling to cope. Was in towards the substitute. Can come off the bench. There is Pirouette, the captain, and there's Emerson, the coach. He'll have had his say. Just arrowed in towards the far post. Not a bad ball, just a little too high in the ends for Kohikaro, but started this second half brightly. Didn't have much joy in the opening 45, and they may be stretched here again. 2-goal Yuruki towards that back post to Utagoki, who can keep the ball in and keep the pressure up. Little ball into feed across the face of goal. Again, chance to recycle possession and again carry that threat as they have done throughout this Champions League match. Just felt that. Limps away does Leo Osaki, and Garrison may well be carrying hopes of a Chiangrai United second half fight back. This challenge, and well, they have a free kick of their own. Just a word and a warning for Koya Yuruki. have been a lot worse, but for the Brazilian defender Brunner. A couple of occasions, once clearing off his goal line, another one he stepped in to get a really important defensive interception in. Always the danger that they could concede yet more. There's a long way to go and a lot of football still to play. Chiangrai beaten by a single goal in their group opener against Kichi, and heading for a second successive defeat. Chiangrai withdrawing from this group, and it leaves us with 3 teams in this eastern section, Group J. Early minutes of the second half, and one only has to look at the strength in terms of some of the substitutes that Kobe have at their disposal. The likes of Boyan, who had time at Barcelona and Roma and Milan and Ajax and Montreal Impact. He was dropped from the starting lineup, so was Yuya Nakasaka. Lone spells away from the club. Kobayashi, another, and Tomoaki Makino, now 34 years of age. All of those players dropped out, all of those players remain on the bench, and the prospect that Miguel Angel Lutina could introduce them as this second half continues. Purawat, the captain, had a left foot strike to at least trouble Tair Mekawa in the Kobe goal. It was one of the few genuine scoring chances. Sako cannot force that through the gap. This time, though, the ball is absolutely perfect. Yuruki's already scored 2 goals. Back towards the sub goal. Just could not collect and bring it under control. Could Yuya Osako. Purawat steps in, wins it back. Lovely ball. Doing his best to lead by example, certainly in terms of the pace. It was perfectly weighted. It's better by Chiangrai since the start of the second half. Whipped in with pace, and Mekawa got there first. 6'3", called up to the senior squad last year, in fact, in March of 2021. Been with the club since 2017. Hasn't had too much to do so far tonight. 7 minutes into the second half. Stoppage in play. And this time it's come in and signed their coach that they are going to make changes of their own. Sekanchi looks as if he will be on his way on in just a moment. And Lincoln coming on, Yuruki and 24 Gotoku Sakae, the players that are... So they come off and changes are made. As we look again at his contribution, 2 goals for Koe Yuruki. Certainly done the job required. It's congratulations all round. There is still a lot of quality left on that Kobe bench. Nagisa Sekanchi, the other to come on. Chinapat. Takehiro Ogihara. Here he is again. Lincoln. And that is late. It's just come on. The 20-year-old striker, it's a yellow card for the challenge on the Brazilian. And it's another substitute, just took his feet from under him. Hiketo is the player that is cautioned. Lincoln was recruited from Flamengo, another of the young quality players that they have been able to bring on, and the changes keep on coming. Tinjom is coming on, San Ukraine Tinjom. And Sorok is the other. Haven't taken long to make second half introductions. Sorok Chatong on. They have looked better since the restart. Cue's coach, Miguel Angel Latina, only took over at the start of the month. There's his opposite number, Emerson. But in terms of Kobe, last season was one where they finished third to qualify for the Champions League. But this campaign, bottom of the J1 League. It's been a bitterly disappointing campaign for a club who won the Japanese Super Cup in 2020, the Emperor's Cup in 2019. Too long ago, they were AFC Champions League semi-finalists, Vissel Kobe, losing to Ulsan Hyundai in 2020. So they know all about what is required to progress through to the knockout stages of this competition. And they are set fair, only a few minutes to the break. And the comfortable scoreline remains intact. A chance for the substitute to get in on the act. Off the bench to add his name to the score sheets, and Kobe hit 5. And Lincoln involved onto that right foot, and again the keeper will be disappointed not to keep out the Brazilian striker's efforts, and beaten in the end by pace. And it's a contribution within minutes of his second half introduction, and Kobe hit 5, running away with it. Again, an occasion where Chiangrai's keeper Aparagwarwong would have hoped to have coped better with the threat on his goal. Just found this Champions League test to be a really difficult assignment against a team that have illustrated their quality not been able to deal with the threat on their goal. And it could get worse. Bojan Krkić, with such huge experience down the years, is about to be brought on. Makino as well. Taiku Makino, 34, ex of the Ottawa Reds, an international footballer. Played in Cologne for FC Cologne. So Makino on and Bojan on. And just under an hour played, 5 goals to lead. Vissel Kobe in complete control. 2 for Koya Yuruki, and he was able to be withdrawn and left for another day. Such was the strength in talent on the bench, including the likes of Lincoln, who has got in on the scoring act. Here they go again. Flag is up, and that is a mighty relief, because Chiangrai were close to conceding a 6th, rescued by the assistant referee's flag. Well, it is a case of damage limitation, because 30 minutes and the prospect maybe of more goals. Pullback was Lincoln, and Brunner's had his work cut out. He's made some important challenges, but in the end it is proving just too difficult. Unable to live with the quality of the opposition. And they have another 30 minutes of football remaining. A host of substitutions made, particularly when you bear in mind these two clubs will be meeting again in a few days' time. The passes, the corners, the free kicks, the possession, all of the statistics in favour of Vissel Kobe, who came into this after an unconvincing opening group success. Well, today they found it a lot easier, a lot more convincing. Able to slow matters down and then pick a pass. Rescued by the goalkeeper, who has been left badly exposed and at times has just been unable to provide the necessary save. He'll be disappointed with a couple of the goals that squeeze beyond his grasp. And again with the challenge, and then see the determination on the face of a frustrated Getterson to just kick that into touch. Not again that has gone his way or his teammates, as Shinapad is able to turn away from Bojan, but nothing coming of it, and it's back in familiar territory, and with those familiar red shirts to push forward again. Missing key players, including Sergei Samper and the team captain Andreas Iniesta. They haven't missed them. That's towards Bojan. Almost caught in possession as he dithered and dallied a moment too long. referee deciding that is a yellow card for Talasek Cisse. Once again, just late to the ball, late to the challenge. Vice captain of the side would find themselves 5 down with 25 minutes remaining. Well, his team have done everything required. Miguel Angel Latina hasn't had very long at all, having just arrived in the managerial hot seat to get across his tactical plan, but it has worked out perfectly this season. The club came to the playoff round of the AFC with success over Melbourne, victory. They look as if they could be well placed to be threatening for top spot in this three-team group. Here they are again, trying to open up that Chiangrai defence with an opportunity. Boy, shot! Kvarong's save. Boyang just able to get the goal-bound effort in. This time dealt with. The other end, nothing going, although Boyang slip and then Edison trying to slide that through. Boyang wins it. Back for Kobe, forward again, in a way. Well, they started the second half a lot brighter at Chiangrai, but after that conceded a goal, and it's a difficult Champions League night for them. Bottom of the group and facing up to the prospect of another damaging defeat. Osmio Hatsusi wearing 19. With the header back towards goal, just enough pace on that. Lincoln was doing his level best to chase that down. It's Lincoln's goal off the bench in this second half that's given them this 5-goal winning margin. So far, so good for the Kobe coach. Nothing to really concern him. Goals have been shared around. It's the accidental clash of heads. He's Sakanauchi, one of the players that has been brought on as a second half substitute, and yet more movement on that Kobe bench. Well, Yuda has been superb. Yuta Goke off. Really has played his part. And the changes come thick and fast in this second half, with the best part of 20 minutes remaining. Nakasaka is the player that has been brought on, Yuya Nakasaka. Certainly strengthening their credentials, showing that they are capable of challenging for top spot. What they do have is a very strong squad, despite some key absentees. They have players that can come off the substitutes bench and make a real difference, and that is what we've seen from, among others, Lincoln. Able to get almost to that goal line and cause problems, and is clawed away by the keeper. Well, he was under pressure, under duress, but he really reacted well. Hasn't had a lot to do. Just looked up. Bar was there. Keeper under pressure. Free kick already given. Well, Garrison's endured a rather frustrating match. Continues to apply himself, but without reward into the last 20 minutes. Recovery time for these clubs is, well, very limited really, as that ball is played in and the flag is up and they were offside. Just a few days and then they're back in action, and that is the case with these group matches, about recovering physically and mentally with such a short space of time for the coaches to get across their message. But Chiangrai look as if, almost certainly barring some miraculous comeback, they are going to be continuing to prop up this Group J table. But what a chance for Vissel Kobe in a season where things have not gone to plan, in a campaign where they can salvage something after the bitterly disappointing league results that they have suffered, to find themselves bottom of the J1 league back in Japan. This has been a lot better. They found it a lot easier, and the confidence that comes with a 5-0 scoreline, maybe the second half dominance that we saw earlier in the contest, but such is their lead that for their opponents it's really about restoring some pride and making sure they don't concede anymore, because they are already on course for a very heavy defeat. As Bryn has done his best, but just not been able to keep that defence together. The Brazilian number 5, as they try and pick a way through into the feet of Pirouat, and he'll continue with that run, and there's the cross, and sails high and just drops on that roof of the net from Pirouat, the 27-year-old Thai international who's been with Chiangrai United since back in 2017. Well, he's made changes as Emerson, but he will understand the sheer size of the task, and those home supporters who came in hope and expectation, it has just not happened for them this evening. Been second best throughout. Turn away from the marker by the goal scorer, their 5th, Lincoln. Could be in again, brilliant! That is a superb finish, and Leo Asake has helped himself to Kobe's 6th knockback into the path of Leo Osaki and didn't connect with that well. And for the 6th time, Aparak Warrawong in the Chiangrai goal is beaten. First time finish, bottom corner. The assist from Boyan and the finish from Leo Osaki. It is 6-0 Kobe. Some finish that. And a match that has been hugely difficult goes from bad to worse for Chiangrai United. 6 down, here's Boyan. He's come off the bench. Lincoln's come off the bench. Lincoln has scored, and now Saki's got in on the act, and could be the prospect of more goals to follow in the final 15 minutes. Difficult evening for the side with home support, one of the centralised venues, and well, the Thai club just have found it really, really difficult defensively. And Boyan's on the end of that, looking for support, rolled back, block. Brunner, well, he's done his very best to keep out Lincoln. Not the first time that he's got an important block in. There's Brunner. And Kobe threatening a 7th. You got Osoko with the first goal to set them on their way, and they have never looked back. All about whether their opponents can fashion and muster some sort of consolation in the closing quarter of an hour. Put away. And the captain again. And then Brunner will return the ball. Just trying to find some sort of opening or other sums up their difficult day as it spins up and away off Sirok Chatong, one of these substitutes. Well, those supporters had come hoping they were going to witness a first group victory of 2022 in this AFC Champions League for their side, but it is not to be. They have been beaten and beaten heavily. And we've still got 13 minutes to go, plus time added on. That was Boyan's ball and not able to keep it in on that occasion. Lincoln. That's a lovely ball, curled over the head of the defender. Behind it goes, another corner. This came off Surya Singmi. Kobe's supporters have witnessed 6 of the best, and still they could add to that very, very healthy scoreline that just benefits their goal difference massively. There's the corner count, 4-1. You can see Leo Osaki, who scored their 6th, has come forward for this. Plenty to aim for. It's beyond the captain. Ten minutes then remaining. The contest has been over for some time now. Seems to be a case of just how many Vissel Kobe can score and whether Chiangrai United are able to get a consolation. At the moment, it's Lincoln trying to smuggle that ball through. Young Brazilian striker among their goal scorers. Well, the match has taken place most of the evening within that half of Chiangrai. United have been pegged back for very long periods of this game. Able to move that forward first time of asking, and there's the supporting one and just linking up. Nice approach play from Vissel Kobe, maintaining possession. With Ryo Hatsushi, and then Boyan's ball, and again a bit of space opening up. Won it back did Lincoln, and here he is with Leo Ozaki. Hatsushi. Boyan, seen that ball a couple of times where he's tried to drill it out, although it's that far side. Time for one more change. Suvanase is coming on. Saracen Suvanase. This is Garrison still working, still trying to at least get a consolation effort. Shifts onto that right foot and then back onto that left foot, and he will go for goal, and that was not far away. It's one of the better moments. He has kept on working. Nothing has really come his way, but that was desperately close on that left foot to at least getting them on the score sheet. Shifted onto his left foot, plenty of curl, keeper at full stretch, and just the wrong side of crossbar, clips it all the way through. That close. A reminder, these sides have got to do it all over again in a few days' time. Meeting again in this Group J. A three-team group in this, the eastern section of the AFC Champions League. Purawat's ball. They'll keep on working to the very end, despite the scoreline. Drop their heads. They've certainly given it a go in terms of applying themselves, but they've simply found it too difficult against a side that have outplayed them throughout. So it's going to be 2 wins out of 2 for Vissel Kobe. There was just a moment's hesitancy, a little bit complacent maybe, and rather gifting possession. And can they make something of it into the danger zone, trying to turn on that left foot. Important block, threw himself in and did just enough to prevent that effort. Goal bound, finding a route through. So 4 minutes plus stoppage time. It is almost job done. And it has been a very convincing display. Maybe not finished yet, Boyan the target, but the assistant referee's flag brings a halt to their latest attack. Good pace to get that goal line. Cut back and first time unable to finish. Well, off the bench, Theatrical and Sinacorn. Theatrical almost had a consolation goal. Lovely cutback and a first time finish that rolls the wrong side of the post. Still fashioned chances a few moments ago. It was Garrison, but Emerson side, as if it looks, will end up with a 6-goal deficit and a damaging defeat at this stage of their group campaign. Closing minutes, a highly impressive and totally dominant performance from Vissel Kobe. Can they finish with a 6th? Here's Lincoln, who has been one of their goal scorers, curled perfectly into the path of a supporting player, and then easy enough with that cross-scum shot that is brought out of the air by Aparat Warawang. Well, Kobe had come into this on the back of, by their own standards and by their own admission, an unconvincing display despite winning their opening match. This has been a lot better. And the gulf in class and quality has been all too obvious. Just beaten heavily by the better side. Put a whack one final time in search of what has been an elusive consolation goal. Kind of one of the substitutes back with the captain, now with Brunner. And Tanasek Cisse, one of the players who was cautioned. Given away cheaply this time by Surya Singmi. Sake can swing it high towards the head of Lincoln again. Players in support, following up. It's Boyan, little ball out towards Hatsuse. Brenner's the man again, as he has been more often than not, to cut out and clear and prevent Kobe from Malaga's 7th. 3 minutes left of stoppage time. Takahiro Oigara with the responsibility of taking a corner, cut out at the first time of asking. Back with Ryo Hatsushi. Well, more difficult challenges will face Vissel Kobe without doubt, but they have done what is required. They've done what was asked of them and asked of their coach Miguel Angel Latina. They have come in, they have put in a hugely improved display, and they have scored 6 goals in the process, which is a real boost to their chances of automatic qualification. Shanghai Port's withdrawal leaves us with 3 clubs, 3 teams in this group. Yuya Osako with the opening contribution. Yuto Goki, another to score. 2 for Koya Yuruki. Off the bench, Lincoln to make it 5, and Leo Osaki with a first-time finish to add a 6th for Vissel Kobe. Finishing the game as they started it. In control, in command, buoyant a turn. And then Osaki under pressure, finds a red shirt. And flag up despite the best efforts of Lincoln. Not that time, but he's got a goal, the young Brazilian striker. Started on the bench and came off the bench to score for Kobe. At the other end, Callo's ball in, deflects away and behind. It is the final action of this Group J contest. It's a convincing showing by Vissel Kobe. It is an emphatic scoreline with the likes of Yudagoka and Yuya Osako, and 2 by Koya Yuruki, and 1 by the substitute Lincoln, and Leo Osaki finishing things off with a superbly taken 6th goal. That has served a warning, I'm sure, to many of the clubs watching on in Group E. That is what Vissel Kobe are capable of. Away from the disappointments of their league performances, the AFC Champions League, and a big win. They have beaten Chiangrai United by 6 goals to 0.
The camera, they send it up there first, that's why they put the board there.